Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician. Today we're going to be going into some of my favorite and most commonly used ratchets. Now I decided to stay away from tool truck brand ratchets for this video. This is going to be your more commonly found ratchets online or in stores. A majority of people, weekend wearers, DIYers, and even a decent amount of professionals have plenty of ratchets that are not tool truck brand that are going to be perfectly fine for everyday use. And then some of them are not, but I believe all of these will do just fine, and 90% of people looking for a quality ratchet at a good price are going to be very happy with these. Now, if you guys want to see a future video on tool truck brand ratchets that I believe are a good purchase, please let me know down in the comments. I'd be happy to do that. I'll also try and have all of these, or at least a majority of them that we go over today, linked down in the description for you guys if you guys are interested. I have a lot of ratchets, and trying to select two of each drive size was kind of hard. So it's kind of a wash when it comes to some of these, because I alternate through a lot of my ratchets, and I have a spare toolbox over here that has a lot of really good ratchets in it, but I just don't get into that toolbox as much. I keep all of my primary stuff over here. So it's not like these ones in this box are far superior to the other ones. It's just I get in this box a lot more. So I'm just going to go over a couple of each drive size as far as what ratchets I really enjoy. And if you guys enjoy this video, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of your guys' thoughts or your guys' favorite ratchets. And as always, if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Also stay tuned. I will have a video coming here soon on Capri's locking flex head ratchets. Those were released a while back, and there are quite a few videos out there. I was interested as soon as I saw them. Do I need them? Probably not. I have plenty of ratchets, but I love Capri tools as a brand. I love their ratchets, and the fact that they released a locking flex head ratchet before a lot of other brands that I expected to release a locking flex head, and they still haven't. So Capri Tools is definitely on it, so stay tuned for that video. I also have plenty of other videos going over all of my ratchets, but if you guys want to see a breakdown of any specific ratchet or a comparison of any ratchets, please feel free to drop a comment down below. But let's go ahead and get into this.
All right, so first up, we're going to go into my 2 1/4" drive ratchets, and I'm going to lay these face down. So if you guys would like, you can try and guess down in the comments what they are. I'm sure some of you guys will be able to figure out what a good majority of them are, but this was not as easy as I thought it was. When it comes to non-tool truck brand ratchets, there are so many good options out there. So narrowing it down to just 2 of each drive size was pretty difficult. But first up is going to be this ratchet here. And this one I use a lot for very small, tight places. And it is probably my smallest 1/4" drive ratchet without going to like a bit ratchet or anything like that. The head on this is extremely small. And this is the King Dick ratchet. And honestly, I don't even know where or when I got this. I know I've had it a long time, and it's been a fantastic ratchet. It is one of my only quick release ratchets. I think I have, out of my like nearly 40 ratchets, I think I have maybe 3 quick release ratchets. I just prefer a non-quick release, but with this one, you can see the button is pretty flush with the top of the head, and this is a 60-tooth ratchet, and it is quite smooth. It's got a very small design to it. It's very comfortable for a 1/4" drive ratchet, and definitely one that I use a lot. So that is first up for when I'm in smaller, tighter areas. My next one is going to be a locking flex head. It's going to have a little bit more length to it, as you can see here, compared to the King Dick, which I'm guessing is around 5 or 6 inches. And then this one is approximately 9 inches. This one surprised me because when I first purchased it, I paid more than I wanted to for it, but this is by far one of my favorite ratchets of all time. And it is the Milwaukee 90-tooth 1/4" drive long locking flex head. I picked this up at Northern Tool a couple years ago, and it was in my work bag or my truck bag for a while. And once I realized how much I liked it, I brought it inside so I can use it, and it has been fantastic. So this still has a very small design to it. It's a very comfortable handle. You can kind of see that design there. I love the locking mechanism and how it works. It's kind of spring loaded. So like if you just want to adjust one position, you can kind of just move it to the middle, select your next position, and it locks into place. Or if you push it over all the way, it stays there, and then you kind of have a free floating flex head. So it's kind of nice without that detent on each click, you know, and I just like how nicely that operates. And not just this and the reverse mechanism work well, but the feeling of this ratchet is absolutely fantastic. Very, very low back drag. One of the smoothest ratchets I own, which kind of blew me away. This is why I bought it. When I felt it in the store, I saw that it was a locking flex head, the small, slim design, and how smooth it was. That's what made me spend the extra. I think I paid around $60 for this ratchet. So a little bit more for those weekend wearers, DIYers, but still a lot less than what you would pay for like a tool truck brand ratchet. And I think this thing would be absolutely fantastic in the professional field. I know a lot of people that are really happy with these. I think a lot of the Milwaukee hand tools are overpriced for what they are, but by golly, these ratchets have been amazing. So that is my other one that I really like to use for 1/4 inch drive. Moving on to my 3/8. I have a couple here, and then I added in a third one that I just want to mention. But the first one up is probably one of the first ones that I bought. It was a set. This is just one of them out of the set. This is the Gearwrench 120 XP, and it is a semi-locking flex head. But when it comes to the semi-locking flex heads, I definitely prefer like the Gearwrench over my Tekton ones. They just seem to operate a lot nicer. There's less play in the head when it's in a locked position, and it's got a more positive engagement moving to the next position over like the Tekton one. I really enjoy my Tekton ones, but this is just a better design. And the 120 XP, that's subjective as well. I really enjoy it. I know some people don't like it. Some people have said they have bad back drag. I personally haven't had any experience with bad back drag or any issues with my 120 XPs, and I have 7 or 8 of them, and they've all been fantastic. But this one is a little bit longer as well. This isn't your standard length, especially with it being a semi-locking flex head. And the 120 XP is a 60 tooth gear with dual pawls, creating 120 positions. And to me, they're just a really smooth ratchet and good for tight areas. It's got a 3-degree arc swing and is definitely one of my go-tos when I need a little bit of length or if I need a flex head. So next up, we're looking at a little bit longer ratchet, and this ratchet is fantastic for those situations where you need a lot of torque, but maybe you're working in a tight area, and this comes in handy when a 1/2 inch drive doesn't really fit, because 1/2 inch drive tends to be a bit bulkier, and this one has quite the slim profile to it. So this is the Tekton extra long 3/8 drive ratchet, non-flex head, 90 tooth design. A lot of my ratchets that I select are very low back drag ratchets, and that's one thing I like about all of these here. I know I probably repeat myself over and over saying it's low back drag, but that's kind of what one of the major things that it comes down to when having a ratchet that you really enjoy, and Tekton does a good job of that. This is just really come in handy. I believe this is around 18 inches. I can't remember for sure. Yeah, it's 18.5 inches, but they measure from the drive to the end of the ratchet, because that's how much torque you would have, is that 18 inches. The 1/2 inch above the drive doesn't really count, but a really, really good slim ratchet that you can get a lot of torque on. So definitely a good one for certain situations. So the next one up, you guys are a lot of you will probably know what it is almost right away due to the handle, but this is one that I haven't used all that much, but the times that I have used it, I really enjoyed it, and it's the one that I'm starting to use over what I was using before, and I'll show you what that is. This is the one that I was using before, which you can obviously probably tell what this one is as well. So this is the Capri 90 tooth, and a while back they released their locking flex heads, which I should have a video coming here soon on those as well. But just this standard length, I mean, I guess it's got a little bit of extra length. You can see it compared to the Gearwrench 90 tooth, which I've used quite a bit, and I find both handles to be quite comfortable. The Gearwrench kind of has that cutout for the thumb, has this indentation down here. Overall, really comfortable in the hand. It's a dual material as well. Overall, a good ratchet. The Capri one's a little bit bulkier when it comes to the comfort grip, but it is quite comfortable. And the thing that I like about the Capri over the Gearwrench is just the operation. So the Gearwrench 90 tooth and the Capri 90 tooth. The Capri is just it just feels more solid, smoother, not quite as much back drag. This one, it's not horrible on back drag, but I can tell the Capri is just a little bit lighter on back drag and just a smoother operating ratchet. So that's just kind of one that I wanted to throw in, but obviously I've already done 2, so these don't count. Just kidding. Next up, getting into the 2 half-inch drive ratchets. The first one up, you're never going to guess what it is. So this isn't one that I use as much as my other half-inch drive, but that is because usually when I go to a half-inch drive, I'm usually using an impact. If I'm not, then I'm using a breaker bar or a large half-inch drive. So to find myself using a standard length half-inch drive, it's not very often, but when I do, this is the one I select. It's got a big beefy handle on it. It's very comfortable, and it holds up really well. It's a strong ratchet. Like I said, this same as the 90 tooth over there. Back drag's not horrible, but it's just a good standard length half-inch drive ratchet that I haven't had any issues with, and it gets the job done for those times that I need this. If I wanted to, I could throw a cheater bar on it, but it's not really necessary, since I could just grab one of my other half-inch ratchets, preferably one without a comfort grip, and throw a cheater bar on there if necessary. So this is the half-inch drive that I go to when I don't need all that extra leverage or I can't use an impact. Then the last one up is going to be one with a little bit extra length. This one comes in at roughly 17 inches, and this is the one I primarily go to. Even breaking lug nuts loose, things where I need some torque without an impact, this is my primary one. It's a semi-locking flex head. It's definitely got some beef to it. It's nice and hefty. It's durable though, and it's held up really well. And that is another one of the Gearwrench 120 XPs. I like the length on it. I like how durable it is. Once again, that 120 XP, this makes my 90 tooth feel really bad. Even though there's no issues, I don't have any complaints about this. The back drag when it comes to half-inch drive hasn't really been an issue whatsoever, but I can just tell with this 120 XP, the back drag on it is much, much less. You kind of hear those dual pulls in there as well. And once again, that semi-locking flex head is just really handy for those awkward situations. So those are the 2 half-inch drive, the 2 3/8, and the 2 1/4 inch that I've narrowed it down to. Now I have tons of other ratchets, and I don't really hate any of them except for kind of my roto heads, but I do have a ton of ratchets, like these Gearwrench 84 tooth. I have a full video going over all of my ratchets. This is the first 120 XP set I had. This, the roto head. This, the slim design 90 tooth from Gearwrench, or compact head. The rest of the set, when it comes to the semi-locking Gearwrench, the Gearwrench comfort grip, the custom-made Tekton comfort grip handle, Tekton's actual comfort grip handle, the Ulsa Tools SK ratchet, which is absolutely fantastic, but I don't know how long they're going to be available, how warranty is going to work, since SK isn't SK anymore, and Ulsa, I don't know what kind of supply they have on these ratchets, or how they would go about replacing them in the future after, they can't get parts for them anymore. And then I have some more in here, but this is kind of what I've broken it down to as far as DIY, weekend warrior, even getting into the professional field. I think all of these would hold up really well, and I know a lot of people that actually use these ratchets in the professional field that I work with every day. So that's it. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. Let me know how many of these you were able to guess before I revealed what they were down in the comments. And if you guys want to see a comparison of any of my ratchets or any specific ratchets out there, please feel free to drop a comment down below. I'll do my best to make a video on those. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.